This presentation is about creating the life you want. And health creates those possibilities to get to be who we want to be. Health, of course, is simply a means. It's a way to get that life. It's not an end. Health allows it to happen because health enables us to pursue and achieve our desires. But for a long time with health, all we focused on is negative health, something we want to avoid, or the problems with health. And then we have a responsibility, of course, to not do things that lead to the bad outcomes. So we're reacting to bad outcomes so we can prevent illness. And we think this fits on top of the illness-wellness continuum. Because on the left side, there's early death, where we just ran out of steam. And that's, of course, what we want to avoid. So we've developed things, realized if we had disability symptoms and signs, which come before early death, if we could get rid of those, we're less likely to have early death. So we created the treatment model. And then before disability signs and symptoms, we realized there were things such as inactivity and poor food that led to the more problems that could lead to early death. So we called those risk factors, and they were things to avoid. And before that, before inactivity and poor food, some people had cells that led to problems and could lead to early death. So we do cells. And then we realized some people have bad genes, so we could do gene therapy. So, there was this precursors to all these things that led to early death. And before the bad genes...
Before we go any further.
Sooner or later, guys, we're predisposed to health or we're predisposed to disease. The question is, which are we going to manifest? Because the best we can do if we focus on all the things that lead to early death is just not die, which is just neutral, which is not sick or not having problems. What we really want is not end of problems so much as it is high level wellness. And this, of course, is the positive side of health. Something we have to approach because it gives us this potential to have it and be in the life we want. And this is an opportunity that I don't think anybody's taken full advantage of. But we have to be proactive about this. We have to go get it so we can promote this positive health or wellness thing. And things that lead to that are things such as awareness, education, and growth, which also gave us the wellness model. That not only worked on people when they were ill, but helped them become who it is they wanted to be. So previously we've been focusing on how to eliminate the bad. But if we want to create the life we desire, we need to figure out how are we going to create the good and get those good things in our life. This really changes our endpoint. It's no longer about what not to do to not get the bad, but it's what we can do to create the life we want. And positive health helps us achieve more. And this continuum is somewhat incomplete, because really the opposite of premature death is not peak health, but the absence of illness. If we want positive health, we need a whole new axis. We need a positive health axis, because the things that create positive health are different than the things that eliminate negative health necessarily, or the things that eliminate negative health don't necessarily create positive health. And they're in all different areas. Then the social area, the intellectual area, the physical area, the vocational area, the spiritual area, the emotional area, and environmental areas of life. And all these things simultaneously affect positive and negative health, but they're unique. If in this quadrant, in the bottom left-hand quadrant, is someone who has poor health. That's someone who's sick, but they're also not doing anything to make their life better. Because however our condition is, we can make our lives better. But the person in the bottom right-hand quadrant would be someone with isn't necessarily sick, but they're not doing anything to make their life good. They're not creating the relationships they want or having the feelings they want. It seems like all right now we're trying to do is move people to this protected health area where, like all of us, we have some sort of conditions or issues that we may have, and we're doing what we can just to keep us from getting worse. But really, not worse isn't what we're hoping for. Most people want to move over to the upper right quadrant, which is the optimal well-being quadrant. This is the positive focus, where we can really become who it is we want to be. But how would we do that? How would we create that positive focus? The way to end problems has been very successful by using the Pathogenesis model, which is the study of the origins of disease. But if we want to create solutions and create the life we want, we need a Soluti Genesis model, which is about the origins of health. Soluti Genesis is a way to practice Pathogenesis. Pathogenesis is literally creating all good. And if you're doing Pathogenesis, you're creating interactions so everything benefits. Your health, your well-being, your environment, and it's creating those positive relationships. So you want to think about, what are we going to do to create the life and health we want? To get the life we desire, we need to think in a way of creating interactions so everything benefits. Thanks. Hope your life is what you want it to be.